All right. So I'm back. I know I haven't done a video in a while. News has been a little bit dry, but I'm in the office today. I figured there's at least a few things that we got to talk about. So before I do that, I do want to say if you want me to keep making these videos, you can up my stamina levels by dropping a like, a comment, and a subscribe. Means a lot. Appreciate all that. And also, nojumper.com right now, we got the collab shirt that we did with our friends out in Dallas, Black Market USA. So head on over to nojumper.com. You might just like something that you see there. Anyway, I kept seeing headlines all this weekend that were just saying that the 24-hour view count record had been shattered on YouTube in terms of a music video. And it turns out that it's one of these guys from India. I know everybody has heard a whole lot about India in recent times. We got T-Series, they're the #1 YouTube channel. PewDiePie was dethroned. But this is the video here. It's got, at this time, 115 million plus views. And it's really only been a couple of days, apparently. So let's talk about it. Let's This is an article right here. Bollywood rapper sets viewer record YouTube isn't talking about. So there's some scandalous elements to that. Within 24 hours of posting his video, Pagal, I think it's pronounced, to YouTube, Indian rapper Badshah, is that how I say it, broke a record that even Taylor Swift couldn't touch. The clip, a dance hall romp, was seen 75 million times in one day, eclipsing a mark set by Korean boy band BTS in April. So this is a record that has been highly contested. 75 million views in one day is pretty unbelievable when you consider that something like, something like Gucci Gang, I think, got, like, the highest Gucci Gang ever got was like 700 million views, something along those lines. And that was a massive hit. Like, videos just don't get 75 million views in one day. And for the record, I have watched this video. And granted, I'm not an expert in Indian pop music at all. Really, I don't know shit. But as far as I can tell, this song, really not too much that's special about it. Now, this guy, Badshah, I guess he's considered to be, I forget what the exact statistic I saw was, but it said that he was like one of the richest Indian musicians, like top 100, something along those lines. So he's definitely a big deal. I was checking out his Instagram. It was right here because I was, sort of cautious. I wanted to see if there was any sort of scammery going on here. I mean, his interaction on Instagram is not incredible when you consider that he has almost 5 million followers, but it's solid. It's good enough that it doesn't seem to be obviously fake. But it also occurs to me that there had to be something going on because that song, I like it. It's okay, but there's really nothing like creative or interesting enough to make me think that video would just naturally amass such a huge amount of views. But then the funny thing happened. YouTube declined to credit the Sony music artist. Credit meaning it wasn't given the record on streaming services or anything like that. Not streaming services, but charts. Since introducing a new way to premiere videos last year, the Google-owned site has trumpeted the setting of every new record, from Ariana Grande's "Thank You Next" to Blackpink's "Kill This Love," culminating with BTS. It even said that Swift's "Me" set a record for the most viewed female solo debut, but Badshah's feat elicited no response from the world's most popular online streaming video platform. Rival executives in the Indian music industry began whispering that Pagal had benefited from server farms and bots, two tools grouped under fake views, but in subsequent days, a different explanation emerged. Badshah and his representatives had purchased advertisements from Google and YouTube that embedded the video or directed fans to it in some other way. So, when you hear J. Cole say people are getting plays from machines, a lot of people hear that and they think, oh, people are literally just going out and buying fake views for their YouTube videos. Now, granted, that definitely probably does happen to some extent. But the new way of these people doing this is that they don't buy just straight up fake bot streams. What they do is they buy advertising, and you might have seen one before you watch this video. You probably definitely, if you don't have YouTube Red, which by the way I really recommend you get YouTube Red because it's just a great experience and also helps someone like me out a lot with money. YouTube Red, great service. Just want to throw that out there. I should actually hype that up all the time. Anyway, you might have seen an ad for this music video or some other music video before you watch this video. And what you might not expect is that if you watched even just a couple of seconds of that video, then that could count as a view on that video. So the other day I was on stream. Somebody donated for me to play a song, and I think the song had like 1 million plus views. But I started to look through, and all of a sudden I was looking at the likes, I'm looking at the comments. I'm like, none of this doesn't add up. It's not enough likes and comments. I start looking at the comments, and the comments that were there were just straight up talking about the fact that they came and watched the full video because they saw it in an ad. So this is the new wave. If you buy a ton of advertising on YouTube, you're going to get a lot of things that count as views because, people are going to watch the video and they're going to watch a couple of seconds of it and it's going to count as a view, which is a win for the person who purchased that advertisement. And then on top of that, some percentage of people are going to see that ad and they're going to think, oh, this is exactly what I wanted to hear. Of course, this is my favorite new song that I'm going to actually listen to in some sort of sincere, organic way. So that's the new jug. And I was curious. I was thinking, how much is it to advertise videos on YouTube? Someone said, so how much does advertising on YouTube cost? A typical video ad runs between 10 cents and 30 cents per view, depending on video quality, your targeting, and your overall goal. How that works out is that if your ad campaign has a 10-cent video view, you would pay $1,000 for every 10,000 people that watch your video ad. So, do the math there. This video got 75 million views in the first day. So at 10,000 or at 10 cents for a video view, $1,000 for every 10,000 people. And apparently this was done to such an extent that the video was then able to set records. And I really have no idea how much it might cost for them to have done this, because this is from 2018. It's over a year old. These costs could be all over the place. I don't know what the cost to advertise a video are in India. I would assume that they're probably way different than it is in the U.S. So they might just be taking advantage of that. But if it's really $1,000 for every 10,000 people, do the math. That would be $10,000 for 100,000 views, and it would be $100,000 for 1 million views. And it seems that this article is setting forth the idea that a lot of the people who watched this video came because of those ads. So I guess it's reasonable to think that they spent many hundreds of thousands of dollars to promote this song. Does that sound insane to anybody else? It sounds insane to me, but I guess if you have a huge hit on your hands and the video could propel it to being a huge hit, then it is what it is. Maybe it would be worth it. One thing I noticed that is absolutely insane, number one, just the annoying fact that this video was filmed. You see this? This is the LA River. That's just the LA skyline. This is the LA River. I've filmed BMX videos here. Every rapper has filmed a video at this location. If you've ever driven into Los Angeles through the downtown area, or even just coming from south of Los Angeles, you've probably driven over one of these bridges, and you've probably driven over this ditch. And I just think that that's interesting that they used probably one of the most played out video locations in the history of the world for this video. And then, I just want to show you this before I forget. Look at the thumbnail. What do you notice about the thumbnail? It says 115 million views. I guess MN is how Indian people abbreviate million. The video has just over 115 million views. So they're so concerned with how many views that this video is getting that they've been apparently updating this thumbnail over and over and over just to accurately reflect how many views it has gotten. And so the article goes on to bring up a lot more good points about this, which is that, number one, YouTube views are viewed as some sort of important metric to let you know how relevant an artist is. And I believe many, many artists use this advertising technique to get more people watching their videos, which is kind of interesting to me because it's not exactly the most low-key way to sort of scam your way into a higher view count. In fact, it's not low-key at all, because anybody who watches videos could definitely just see that ad running and then just become aware, oh, this person is paying for the publicity. And in a case like this, you sort of see it play out because look at the view count. 940,000 likes, 242,000 dislikes. That is very, very significant there. But also when I was saying and making a big deal out of it, also new Phil DeFranco's out. When I was saying that sounded like a lot of money, millions of dollars, This is on the Sony Music India page. And then, oh yeah, this is the thing I was going to say before too. It's so annoying. I can't actually show you any of this, but you see right there, play on Amazon Music. It flashes like, it's got to be like 20 different streaming services along the bottom throughout this video saying like, hey, play this on Apple Music, play this on Amazon Prime, play this on this service. It's like, holy shit. It really, really just gives you the vibe when you're watching this video that you are not watching a piece of art. You are watching something that has been created for entirely commercial purposes. And there's very little line of them trying to present it in a way in which you might think that it is anything but that. So yeah, completely shameless, completely over the top. I guess is the future of music, at least in India. But I mean, the problem is, and I mean, this guy's throwing a fit. He's upset because it would appear that his view counts are not being counted by YouTube. Now, all these other people like Taylor Swift and Blackpink and et cetera, I would assume that they're paying for some degree of advertising on YouTube as well. It just seems like it might be a safe bet for the record label to do so. But look, the practice creates doubts about the real popularity of these clips and reveals some of the murky ways in which artists and their labels promote their music, especially in emerging markets. YouTube, a subsidiary of Alphabet Inc.'s Google, is now reevaluating the way it judges records according to two people familiar with the company's thinking. Now, that might just be bullshit, but two people familiar with the company's thinking think that they might be reevaluating the way that they judge records. That's actually really interesting because if artists are able to pay for advertising on YouTube to get some small amount of views, if they're able to, authentically spend money to get 10 or 20,000 views or something that nobody's ever going to really pay that much attention to, why wouldn't they do it on a grand scale like this guy's doing, where he might have potentially spent, not him, but the label might have potentially spent millions to get that view count, to get it going. Obviously, if you're going to have 115 million views, a large percentage of that is going to come from organic sources. But the fact that he was able to scam his way into such a high view count really says a lot about the future of how YouTube might have to consider the standards that they're judging this stuff by. And when you think about it, I mean, they're the ones earning the money. Like, why is YouTube so opposed really at the root? Why is YouTube so opposed to people buying just fake botted views? Well, I mean, number one, it totally eliminates any sort of faith that people might have in the reality of those views. But then more importantly, who's the money going to? Not YouTube, not Google. It's going to just random-ass companies. YouTube's the one making the money when you buy these ads on these videos. And also, I'm aware that probably a lot of you guys are right now thinking like, shit, maybe I'll save up a couple grand. I can run some ads on YouTube. I mean, it's not the worst idea on earth. If you have a catchy sounding song, you could just do that and, definitely get some momentum going. I'm not going to finish reading the rest of the article because whatever, but I would encourage you guys to go check out this video if you get a chance. Let me know what you think of it. Maybe I'm missing something in terms of what the music is worth. Maybe it's catchier than I'm giving it credit for. To me, it doesn't sound like anything all that special. Also, I like the fact that they put latest hit song 2019 in the title. Yeah, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Anyway, would be interested to hear you guys' thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to make one more video, and then this spliff is getting smoked. Appreciate y'all. NoJumper.com. Peace.